Testing. Testing, testing, testing. How about now? It's possible that just opening loop streaming. Hey Ahmed. Hey Moore. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why, but I think opening loop back fixed it, I guess. So, new webcam, new display. I'm using my MacBook Pro in clamshell mode, so it's closed right now. And yeah, now it's good. Cool. So, one thing that's a little weird here is I don't have two displays anymore. So I can't just be like, chat, work, you know? Like, they're both on the same big display. So I like have this, you know, this setup kind of off to the side here. If I need to do something off screen, I'm gonna have to like dig into it off screen here. Just off to the right, basically. But by the way, what dependabot URL parse? Yeah, we have a few object path. These are just in like MST example, etc. All right, so welcome everybody, React Native Live. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. Am I blowing this out? I don't know. I'm getting into the red in the little meter. Today we might be doing something a little different. So actually, I wonder if I should do this in like a let me think. So MobX-State-Tree is our favorite state management system, and I'm technically the lead, basically the lead maintainer, I guess. And there's a lot of pull requests, so Derek and I have been talking, and one of the things that we thought would be kind of cool is, you know what? I just realized I have not posted this anywhere. So let me go do that really quick, and then I'll be right back, and I'll explain what we're going to be doing. So give me a second. Okay. Need to post on Twitter. Okay. rn.live. Got it posted in a few places. Cool. Hey, Darren. Hey, Moore. Hey, Ahmed. And Derek. So there are a few things here that we probably need to get through. But yeah, the idea that Derek came up with, which I thought was a really cool idea, was to spend the first little bit kind of working on maybe one issue or pull request open source for the first little bit, and then we dive into kind of more of a a meteor thing later. So I'm going to do that, although today it's going to be all probably MobX-State-Tree. All of it, all the way through. So still don't have the camera where I need it to be. Off. It's not great. Could be better. Okay, that's too low. Why am I always offset? Okay, that's too far. They gotta go the other way. Okay. Close enough. By the way, this morning, I was getting ready to stream and I was gonna start it right at 9:30. And I can see out my window right there. Okay, I'm gonna take a chance and actually just kind of do this. So I can see out my window, right? You can see out my window. And as I'm watching, rolling by on that green lawn right there was a large chunk, and I'm not gonna get this in the right spot, am I? A large chunk of styrofoam. Because I have a new display. It's a 5K display from, I think it's an LG. Yeah, it's an LG from Apple. Of course, I got my tractor. You got to see my tractor, of course. And I've got Apache helicopter because why not? And a Jeep because, you know, I got a Jeep. I don't have this Jeep. I wish I had this Jeep, but I've got a JKU, which is close enough. And so with this new display, of course, it came with a bunch of styrofoam in it because unfortunately that's what they do. And I had tossed it into a garbage can, but it is extremely windy here. It is just blasting, and it knocked over my garbage can, and that just dumped out a bunch of styrofoam. And there's this kind of right alongside the house there's this insane like wind tunnel effect that happens, and you just get wind whipping through there, and they just picked it all up and just scattered it into my front yard. So that's why I got started a little later than my intention. I'll be watching, see if anything else flies around the corner. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at what, you know. Okay, well, we do have this. This is slated for next release. Okay, we should probably release this. Fixed union reconciliation with snapshot preprocessor. I already approved it. The question is whether this is a patch. I think this is a patch. Because it's a bug. Yeah, let's get this cut. This seems like a straightforward one. Fixed union reconciliation with snapshot preprocessor by Adam Kowalski. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and merge that. And now I need to actually release a new. So let's go to MobX-State-Tree, pull down, yarn. And then I have to remember how to release. So let's take a look here. No, readme. No, I do want the package. There's a release. So let's run it. So we're now releasing, yes, thank you, calendar. React Native Live is coming up. So this will be a patch level release 5.0.4. And then we will be bumping MST middlewares as well. Okay, published. Then I go to, and I'm going to leave this open. 503. 504 just hit, so I'll click that. Create release from tag. And then, what do these look like? Version, okay. So I say version 5.0.4. Now this is where I need to basically drop in oh, that's nice. My my clipboard manager doesn't show up on stream anymore, which is helpful for not revealing stuff it shouldn't. Okay, fix union reconciliation. So, what does this look like again? Patch level. Okay. This patch level release fixes one issue with node reconciliation. Thanks to Adam Kowalski for the PR. So I'm pretty much dropping in fixes two issues, I guess. Oh, three. Okay, three issues. Fixes the arrays are same to first check. Three issues. Updates, or okay, I'll say this. What's the oh yeah. I need to keep an eye on these. So let's see here. Preview it. Okay, I think this is good. So let's go ahead and publish that. New version. And then okay, released as 5.04. And then in this discussion, okay. I wish it hadn't taken so long to get to this. This is why really it's important for me to maybe take on doing like one new like PR review, whatever, per React Native Radio. So I can get to 3 a week. That seems pretty reasonable. I'll do more in a future one as well. Okay, so yarn info MobX-State-Tree. Just making sure. 504. I mean, we've released a fair number of updates this year, which is great. Latest is 504, so we're good. This beta is a bad one. RC is a bad one. I wish I could get rid of those. There might actually be a way to do that. I haven't looked. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so I want to play around with the idea of in MobX-State-Tree being able to, so this is the idea that came up because of a client need actually. So we have a client who has a list of items. We'll just call them items. And then they have a current item. Sometimes the list of items, if you scroll in to a certain place, does not contain the current item anymore, which means that now it's just gone from your set. There are a few ways to deal with this, but it brought up something that I've been thinking about doing for a long time, which is to have essentially it's like a virtual list, like a cache, and then you can have another list that is a subset of that, and maybe other references to that. And then anytime that all of the references die to something in the cache, it will eventually sweep through and eliminate any of the you know, basically dead objects with no references to them. So one thing I'm kind of curious about is whether let me actually just go back here, and I'm gonna make a directory, and we're gonna call this MST. It's not really a cache. It's like a. I need help naming this thing. So chat, if you have ideas, let me know. But basically, the idea behind this is we have a list that is essentially all references, and you can reference anything within that list, and as long as any reference to it exists, it will keep it. But then if all the references are gone, then it will it'll sweep through and delete it. Let me actually really quick. I'm gonna go to textbox.page, which I built, by the way. So MST So this is like, I keep thinking like a virtual list or a reference list or it's not really a reference list. It's like a behind the scenes hidden list. Cache list. I need a better name. Please give me. Excuse me. Please give me other names as you think of it, if you understand what I'm talking about here. So we're gonna start with create a list of some sort. Create a cache list. Now create a virtual or a reference list pointing to that cache list. Anytime you add something to the reference list, it puts a reference there and adds it to the cache list. You can point any other reference to the cache list. Staging list, kind of. Yeah, kind of. I mean, I get where you're going with that. So what we're gonna need is a types dot. It doesn't even have to be an array. Well, maybe. We'll start with just array. And this will be like a types dot cache array. Or we could say reference array. Or reference cache. Cache array. And we have a types dot cache reference. Actually, it could just be like a types dot cache. No, it'd be a cache array. So let's say that you do something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. My store, okay, equals types dot model my store, right? And you go type, or you say let's say users, types dot cache array user model, and user model is const types dot model user model name types dot string, and also ID is types dot identifier, which is required. So some sort of an identifier is required to use this sort of cache array. Cache array is it's more like a reference array. Boy, I don't like either of those. Or we could just say cache. So users cache, or maybe we have like a root store types.model or maybe we don't even need it to be part of the, no, we do need it to be part of the tree here. Let's not say users. Let's say posts. And let's go here. Post model, and I'm just gonna do post model title post model. Okay, so we have a cache. Okay, so posts would be types dot array maybe we don't even need to put this. Maybe it's just post model, right? And then current post is types dot reference cache reference post model. So let's go back to cache array, cache reference. And then the way that this works is so const my store equals my store dot create, and then if you were to say, actually we don't even need that, but let's say that you have like dot actions, okay, and you have your store, and in your action, if you're not familiar with MobX-State-Tree, just stick with me here. You would then say that you want like a add post, or let's say set posts. All right, new posts. You would just do store dot posts dot replace new posts. It looked very similar to the API. And then set current post, new post, store dot current post equals new post. And it doesn't matter if this exists in store.posts or not, because it will just it'll store it behind the scenes. Stores behind the scenes in the cache, and then adds as references to store.posts. So how would we do this manually? So we'll just call this cache, I guess. Yarn init. Sure. React Native, or let's see here. Playing around with an idea for an MST cache type. We probably want this to be TypeScript, which actually npx tsc init think is what we want. Or is it dash dash init? I'm actually thinking we might want to just do this in a code sandbox. This is probably going to be the easiest way to do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's move it to a code sandbox. So, create a sandbox. This is going to be vanilla TypeScript. If you haven't used Code Sandbox before. It's fantastic. Really nice. Okay. Why is this thing complaining? Yeah, whatever. Strict false. Okay. Let's add MobX-State-Tree, which it only got 503, which is probably okay, but I'm gonna okay. Well, it says 504 there, but then it's okay. We don't need React because we're not actually doing React right now. Resemblance to VS Code is amazing. It is. That's because it is. Isn't that cool? It's actually using VS Code in the web. Pokeballs. Yeah, vscode.dev. Yep. So, import types from MobX-State-Tree, and then import. Actually, that's all we need. So, const my store equals types dot. Let me just grab all this. Why not? So cache array is obviously not a thing. MobX-State-Tree custom types. Is that how we want to do this? We may want to do it differently. Let's do it manually first. Types.array, post model. Posts is types.array, types.reference, post model. All right. And then current posts, types.array. No, sorry, types.reference, safe reference, post model. So actually, we just want these to be, and this can be types dot maybe like so. So it's possible that it's nothing. And then we have an action and we get the new posts. Interface. Let's see, how does this work? I always forget. GitHub, Ignite, Infinite Red. It's in here somewhere. Give me a second. It's actually in Ignite templates. If I go to a model, it will show me this here. This is what I'm looking for. Cool. And agitated dust. So anything that shows this needs to be Pascal. So it'd be post model and types.optional post model model. Oh, just should be post then. There we go. Default model. I don't need that. And then we do need to pull in interface from there. Now, what is going on here? Oh, need another parenthesis, I guess. Okay. And snapshot out also needs to be imported. Bang. Okay, now current post should be current post. There we go. New posts should be post type like so, or it actually should be like an array of post types or post snapshot, I think. New posts. Seems to still be working. And then the new post should also be a post type or post snapshot type, I guess. Oh no, post snapshot is what we want. Okay. Expected one I can't find new. Cannot find name new post. Why? It's right there. Hmm. Oh, wow. Whoa. I didn't know it could do that. That's pretty cool, but it should just be. Oh, I had a. Okay, it's just that. Okay, there we go. All right, all right. Bang, 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 and bang. Get rid of all that. All right, cool. We have my store. All right. So, so essentially when we get the new posts, what we need to do is update the cache. So this is fine, but what we need to do is update the cache. So it'll be cache dot for each. No, this is new posts. So it'd be new posts dot for each. And actually we're going to be doing a map here because we're going to map through and find. So we'll say store dot cache dot concat. We're going to add in and we're going to map from a new post any so we need these actions. We need no, this would be a view. Okay, so views. We're gonna check and see if it already exists in the cache. So let's try this. Post. And by the way, this whole post type or post snapshot. Oh, and we should be using post and not post type anyway. It should just be post. So export type post or snapshot equals that, I guess. Post or snapshot is kind of a dumb name. Because you could just write it out like that, right? But that's okay. We'll roll with that. So we can get a post or a snapshot. A snapshot is just basically like a bare object. Oh, we can't do a getter for this one. Yeah, here we go. Okay. So store.cache.find or not. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe not existing cache. Post by ID. Post ID will be just types.string, I guess. So find post post.id equals. By the way, I wonder, is there a way to just pass in? Find. They don't just have like, but like pass in the ID and find it? Okay, that's all right. I'll just do it this way. Return. Okay. Oops. This should not be types.string. It should just be string. Okay, post by string. Post by ID. So now we need to go like this. Store.post by ID, new post.id, and only, and what we should do is like filter. But we probably should also update the ones that already exist in the cache here. So what we'll do is we will filter, but we will also do this. We'll update it at the same time. So existing equals, we'll find it, all right? If existing, then we will say apply snapshot, right? New post. I need to bring in apply snap. Oh, it's already there. Good. Existing. Okay. Else turn true. Okay, so we need to return false here because we just updated it. All right. Update existing. Otherwise, queue up for concat. All right, nice. All right, we're making progress here. This is interesting. And then now we just need to replace, if we're setting all the posts like that. All right, good. One thing we could do is pull that out into its own action so that we can do, it's a little more flexible this way. So let's try that. So add posts, new posts. Array, post or snapshot. And then, whoa. What we do here is essentially that part of it. So we would update the cache with new posts. We're adding new posts, but we're also like checking and updating existing ones. So what we can do now is say store.add posts, new posts, and then simply and actually this should be like to cache. Add post to cache. I don't know if everybody's following me here. This one is sort of up in my brain right now, and I apologize for that, but adds posts to the cache back or array. Okay, so add post to cache, and now we just need to like do this, which needs to be like map. So we're just replacing all these posts, which is, so we can't just pass in the string? Ah, okay. All right, well, that's fine. We can pass in the posts themselves. Okay, and then that'll update the references. Cool. Set current post. So now we need to, what we need to do is store.add posts to cache, and then I just pass in the new post, right? And then we set it. Bang, just like that. Okay, now garbage collect posts. All right. So we're able to add, actually I should test this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Const my store equals my store dot create, and then we'll say, and this, can we just do this? And then my store dot set posts, and then we'll pass in like ID, Jamin, title, hello world, Jamin. Okay. To reference. For a snapshot. Okay, interesting. ID and title, right? That's all we need. My post model. Maybe I need to do this. Post model dot create and create that first. Okay, that seems to have worked. Let me kill that first. If, all right, let's see here. Const post equals, if it's already a state tree node, then we just return the new post. Otherwise, we do new post. All right. So now we can just say post here. All right. And set posts. That was set current post. I need to do the same thing here. Maybe this needs to only be a snapshot. All right, thanks, Derek. Yeah. So what it's doing right now is it's saying, hey, you're passing in right here, just like a snapshot. This is a snapshot. It's just like an object, right? But I don't recognize that as something that can be an identifier. So in other words, this needs to be a real post. However, I feel like what we need to do is like grab the one that was created here. And also do the same thing here. So we could actually, yeah, thanks Darren. Have fun in your meeting. Const, not new posts because we already have new posts, but I'll just say posts equals. So we're actually gonna get back from the add post to cache. Const posts. So essentially, and then we'll return the posts. These are the new ones that were added. So now we can actually get back those and drop them in, and they should be real. That's not true though, because we are returning back the new posts. Okay, well, let's not do it this way. What we're gonna do is, actually, let me undo. I'm gonna leave that there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to now fetch the posts that were added to the cache. And actually, I wonder if MobX-State-Tree has a way to just be like, hey, this is a reference, but like, MobX-State-Tree. No, I think you have to actually grab, so let's grab the one, so let's go store.fetch posts from cache, and we'll essentially grab these ones from the, let's go .map p.id. So we're just gonna grab them by ID, all right? Let's do that. Or it should just, I guess, be posts by ID, right? This will be a string of, or an array of strings. Basically the same thing as this. However, instead of find, it's going to be filter. And post ID is included in the post IDs. Includes that. Yes, 2016 or later. Okay. Sure. Why not? Why not 2020? Okay, now it works. All right, so so essentially, I can make this smaller, can't I? So essentially, we are returning all of the posts by ID. We're filtering out the ones that don't exist, and we're grabbing all those IDs. And that allows me to simply do posts by ID like that. All right, good. So const posts equals, and then I can just say posts here. Okay. Now it looks like it's working. So I created that one, and I'm also going to go my store.set current post, and I'm going to say we probably want to get that one, so like my store.get or post by ID, and I'm just going to pass in the Jamin here. Undefined. Okay, let's go take a look. Post by ID. Okay, new post filter. So hey, Kristen. Hello, first day, new job. Congrats on the new job. That's awesome. I've got time to lurk while I do my onboarding stuff for HR. Hey, that's the way to start off a new job, is to hang out with us and get all of the knowledge that we drop, all of the encouragement, all of the cool hanging out, all those things. Thanks for hanging out, Kristen. And congrats on the new job. That's awesome. So I'm thinking what I'll do here is go mystore.currentPost.id and title, just to show that that's a thing. And then I'll also do posts.map, and then I'll do the p dot title, and then I'll join that with a comma. All right, good. So, but we're having a problem here. Who's part of the enterprise engineering team at mural.co? Oh, you're that Kristen. I totally did not make that connection, Kristen. All right. For those of you who probably don't know, Kristen, longtime customer of ours, fantastic engineering manager, and just took a new position at mural.co. So, oh, they use Webflow. Okay. So you know all about that. Yeah, Kristen, really cool that you dropped by. Sorry, I totally thought it was someone else. I was just thinking it was like, you know, just some random. But Mural is really cool. It's like, Mural is really cool. It's like Miro. How do I spell this? mural.co. But plus, it's got a lot more to it than that. So, digital first visual collaboration with Mural, more than an online whiteboard where everyone contributes equally and hard problems are solved faster. Free forever. That's pretty cool. So, let's see here. Product. Visual collaboration, creative, engaging, and productive. Facilitation for supercharging meetings and workshops. Templates. Has some enterprise features. Cool templates too. We need to check this out for Infinite Red. Opportunity solution tree. Ooh, I like that. Retros. Virtual implementations. Yeah, there's some cool stuff here. This is awesome. So this is built on Webflow? Nice. It's great. Really cool features that Miro does have. Yeah. Nice. Awesome. Well, that's exciting. Yeah, thanks for dropping by, Kristen. Sorry I didn't recognize you at first. The handle looked familiar because I think I follow you, but if I don't, I better make sure I do. Let me go. Add friend. But is there a way to follow? Yeah, okay. By the way, Kristen is also a streamer. She mostly streams... what are you streaming these days, Kristen? So go give her a follow. Okay. So I'm still having a problem with this post by ID. Cannot read properties of undefined. Reading ID. So new post.id. So the new post is undefined somehow. If it doesn't exist, why is new post coming through? Set posts. The ID is there, so I don't know what's going on here. I guess I could log out what the new post is. Let's go take a look at the console here. Whoa. Streaming mostly Animal Crossing over the next few months because of the update. Sweet. I actually have not played Animal Crossing at all, so I'll definitely tune in on this. Why is this thing so hard to find? Grab. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, we are getting undefined. No, we're getting this. What's undefined? So we are getting that. What's coming through as undefined? Do we have another login here? Don't think we do. No, we don't. So there's some undefined just dropping in though. Yeah, let me go to your Twitch and make sure I'm following you if I'm not. Cool. Just followed. Nice. Ooh, you got a cool setup. Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking that out. Okay, so new post is coming through. Post by ID is returning, but it's not finding this post. This post is not... It's not finding this post ID. I am really confused right now. Okay, let's try this. Let's console.log our new posts, all of it. Okay. Oh, the first time through. Oh. We're also doing it here, and I think this is actually what's tripping it up. This post. If it's a state tree node, I did the wrong thing there, that's why. Let's reload. Okay. Different error, which is always fun. Error while converting empty to post model. Okay. Fair. Empty is bad. At path ID, yeah, so we need to figure out why that's not working. Okay, so post model.create, and we get a new post. Set current post is trying to grab the post by ID. So I'm going to do this. Const jmin equals post by ID, and then I'll console log jmin out right there. Okay. Let's try reloading. Did I leave that? Yeah, I did. Okay, get rid of that. Reload once again. Okay, so we are getting undefined from somewhere. I'm not totally sure that this is the culprit. Let's try this again. Because we keep getting undefined from somewhere. Something's logging undefined here. Nope, no undefined. So that is the one that's coming. Okay, so my post by ID is not working. And the ID is Jamin. So post by ID, my store. Let's go look at this one. Post by ID, cache, which is an array of post models. Find where the post .id is equal to the post ID. Okay. ID is string. Yep. So we have a post. We're getting the post. All right. Let's console log this guy. Post ID. Yeah. So we've got Jamin right there. That's coming through. All right. What's in the store cache? Let's do that. Is it empty? It might be empty. It's empty. Empty, so if there's an existing, apply the snapshot and don't. Otherwise return true because we are returning true, so then it should concat back to the cache. It's possible that that isn't working. What I'm going to do is ignore that and instead just push it. Push it in there. So store.cache.push new post. And we don't need to filter. What we need to do is just for each. So we're not returning that. Okay. Oh, hey. Now it worked. Okay. So for some reason, concat wasn't working. That's fine. All right. So we can remove our console logs. Just to avoid the whole thing here. It looks like it's working, so that's cool. Yeah, this is coming in. That's the first one. And in fact, I'm going to put this as like a paragraph tag or something just to drop it down there. Yeah, nice. This is not React. So there's the ID. We have all these titles. And then let's set another posts, and I'm gonna say Derek, and then this will be Derek's Grand Adventure. I don't know why it doesn't show up. Okay, so we have that. And then we set the current post there, and then I'm going to set the current post to Derek. Oh, sorry. So it actually changed twice there. Derek's Grand Adventure. It appears that it deleted, and I don't know why this thing's being weird. Unexpected token. What's the unexpected token? Oh, it went away. Okay. It appears that this isn't working, by the way. Just gonna do this. Yeah, we only have one post. I guess because we set the post to that. All right, let's do. That's fine. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. That's actually what we wanted. What we now want to look at is what's in the cache. I don't know why when I save it, it doesn't load, but. So the cache has 2, and the post just has 1, and there's the Derek thing. I have the cache. Okay, so this one should be garbage collected because it's no longer being used, okay? Now, by the way, if I delete or I comment this out, I should get the same result. Don't want that. What I want is ID, Jamin, title, hello world, Jamin. Okay, so interestingly, we can actually set the current post and it shows up in the cache. Whoops. This is not great. Let me fix this here. So posts will be and then this is the cache, and then this is the current post. Okay, cool. So we have the cache, we have current post, Derek's Grand Adventure, and then we have all of the this is what's in the cache. Okay, so kind of cool because like I could add it either to the posts or to the current post, and it shows up in the cache. Now, so you notice I'm doing set current post twice, so it should garbage collect, right? So now we need to go look at all references and determine if everything in the cache and determine if there are any references to them. Okay, so this one's kind of an interesting question because like this could be kind of heavy if I'm not only that, but I need to know what you know, what references are even out there. So MobX-State-Tree find references to current object. I don't know if this is even possible. Oh, Christian. I think I've seen them. Man, it's already 11 o'clock. Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah. Okay, they have products and selected product. That seems reasonable. Cast a snapshot. I forgot about that one. I learn things all the time about the library that I maintain. Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal. MobX-State-Tree. Yeah, I'll just look for the GitHub here. So I don't know if there is a way to get all of the references. To see if any references exist anymore. So this is going to be the heart of the garbage collection, because if you don't have garbage collection, then you got a problem. Whoa. And of course I can simply, I know where, I know, look, I know, okay. I know that we have store.current post, right? I know that we have store.posts. So I can just manually be like, check these, you know? So I would say like store.cache.for each. All right, let's see here. And then we would have a post, right? And then I would simply check these two things. If store.posts find, or let's see here, store.find or by ID, post.id, return, well, or just return, like get out of here. If .id equals post, or let's see here, current post, yeah, .id. If it, if there is a current post and the ID is equal to the post.id, return. Otherwise, not used. Store.cache.remove. Remove a value. I can just remove that post, I guess. Yeah. So from the cache. So now we have all this happening, right? I'm going to refresh to make sure that that's still happening. Okay. Now, hello world Jamin should go away after I do this. My store dot garbage collect posts. So refresh. Still has hello world Jamin here. Thanks, Zoom. Bet my daughter's using it. Garbage collect post is not totally working, so cache remove post. Oh, that's because I'm using post by ID here. What I need to do is check the posts dot find right. Ah, it did. It worked. It worked. It garbage collected. The problem here is definitely going to be generalizing this solution. But this works. This works. So, like, you could garbage collect posts whenever you want. Let's just call it GC, actually. Are referenced anywhere. Okay. So So I am adding this. I'm actually curious. If I do this, let's say. Oh, interesting. Okay, so hello world Jamin, and then it changes it to hello now, and it actually does update it, and the cache is there. It's in the post. It's in there. And then if I then go and my store dot remove post and let's add an action for that. Okay. Store dot posts, or no, cache dot remove post. And actually what we need to do is remove what do we need to do here? Remove post. Jamin. Failed to resolve reference Jamin to type post model. Store.posts find. Oh. Because we need to remove it from both. We can't remove it from the cache. We need to remove it from the posts. Yeah, okay, that worked now. So you shouldn't be removing stuff from the cache directly. Only allow the GC to do that. The GC is the only way to remove the cache, or from the cache, if that makes sense. Because I was removing from the cache without removing it from the reference. This is sick. This is super cool. 100 lines of code. Now, can we generalize this? That is the question. Can we generalize this? Can we turn this into something where I can just be like, yo, I want a cache. I want a cached array. So, how do we make a cached array? Even if it's like slightly awkward, I'm okay with that. I don't mind that. It's fine. Wait, types are okay. Custom, yeah. Let's look at this. Types custom. We have from snapshot to snapshot is target type. Get validation message. I don't think this is built for this. But let's say that we had, so we have this like this post model, right? But let's say that we had this like cache model. And inside of this cache model, we have, so this is going to be, let me think. So you could have like cache, right? Types.array. We have the, I don't, so like right here, I'm like this isn't, how do you make like a custom, you know what, I'm actually curious how types.array is implemented. So let's go look at that. Types, complex types, array. So we need a new complex type is what we need. It's going to look a lot like this. Under the hood, it'll have its own I mean, some of this stuff looks pretty simple, really. How long is this? 500? Yeah. So don't really like the way that this is written. I mean, some of the stuff's really cool, like describe just grabs the subtype and describes it. But like if we could build in a cache. Okay. Cached posts model, or cached post model. Cached posts store. Or we just say like post store. Okay. Cache posts types.array types.reference post model, right? And current post types.reference last post, right? Like there could be, when you set current post, it like leaves the second, you know, so then you would have all these actions again. Like I'm kind of just recreating it, but in a way it makes a lot of sense. So we would have like dot actions and I'm curious if maybe I can like do an extension. So I forget exactly. Let's see. There was a extension that we have in our boilerplate I want to go look at. So app models. There's an extension here. So we can add stuff here like with an extension. So, and then the extension gets pulled in when you create your root store. You do, what, are we not doing that? We're not bringing in the extension at all? Okay. That's interesting. Let's see here. Yeah, so okay, this is interesting. This is a very interesting problem that's hard to explain. So extend, we can extend with cache, okay? Or something like that. And then I could say in here post model, right? So I could be like, that would be cool. So let's just drop in the with cache and let's see if we can make this work. So we will have some. Okay, I need to import that. There we go. Instead of self, I'm gonna say store. All right. And we're gonna have a get. We're gonna have a getter, and it'll be like get cached object by ID string. Okay. And then okay. Wait, we are. Target ES. Do we have target? We don't have target. Okay. Target. Whoops. Target ES 2015 maybe. All right. Oops. No. do not leave site. Okay. Must return. Oh, and it can't. Okay, so I can't do a getter anyway right there. That's fine. So by ID, and now I just have to go store.cache. And oh, in the with cache, I think I need to do this with cache, and then I need like a model type in there. And then we need to return this. So store.cache, so return store.cache dot find c.id equals id. All right. So the problem is this needs to be the model type. So I'm going to say equals that, and then I'm going to go and drop that in. So with cache should have I need to drop like I guess. Don't know if that'll work. I don't think this works. So my assumption is going to have to be not this, but that this is not going to be an I-State-Tree node. This is going to be an I-State-Tree node. So it'd be like type cache model equals I-State-Tree node with a cache okay, just any, because that's how I roll. All right, so we have cached object by string, and yeah, this is kind of an any here situation here. So views, okay. I'm curious. Curious if I could move this in. Oh yeah, and this is not the store. Okay. All right. I'm learning as I go here. This is kind of an interesting one. So what we're going to have is we're going to have a model type, or model, not model type, but model, just a model. And the store is going to be an instance. This will actually be an I-State-Tree node. So, okay, so we have that. And then we would have like a actions. And we also have a props. So we're going to need props. And these props are going to be cache, right? Types.array model. So we're going to get that model back right there. Yeah. So we have these references. Bang, bang, bang. Hey, ROM codes. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us. Where are you from, ROM codes? So, okay. I'm kind of feeling like this extension is probably not our best option here. We certainly can get rid of this. So... okay, that's good. All right, so... don't need the props because we're going to have to move the cache into its own thing, right? Oh, you know what? The cache could be... no, it can't be a frozen type. Yeah, that can't be a frozen type, unfortunately. Not to get a reference to it. From India. Yeah, I'm from Northwest United States. Web developer? I've been a web developer for many, many years. However, I am not a web developer at the moment. I'm more of a mobile developer. React Native. Barely usable. Hey, Jamie, just saw your tweet. What was the MST idea? I'm working on it right now. So, essentially, what I'm trying to do here is build a cache-backed MobX-State-Tree array. Or not even an array, but just like have a cache of any object, you know, like, so here's an example. I already built it basically, but just in the difficult way. So you can like set these. And Romcodes, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. And then you can also like set a current post, or you can set it to an existing, you know, post or whatever. And then when you run the GC, it'll actually like clear your cache, and it'll look for stuff that's still has a reference. So basically, if you're familiar with MobX-State-Tree, it allows you to have your whole state tree just be references to, you know, to like a backing cache. And so that allows for a lot of kind of cool stuff because you don't have to keep stuff in your posts array forever. Are you self-taught dev or are you a computer science graduate? I'm self-taught as far as that goes. I started coding when I was 12, and I was doing like QBasic and building little games and stuff like that. And then I started my business about 16 years ago, and was sort of like freelance development, and then built a company out of that. Did a lot of websites. So right now I'm trying to figure out, like, I got it working. It works great, actually. So you can see like current post and posts and the cache. And like if I don't run the GC, you'll see a post that we like added and then removed later. See right here. But as soon as I run the GC, it clears that. It's gone. Pretty cool, huh? So the GC is working. But I'm trying to make this more of like, can we have a cache? I'm trying different things. How do we have the cache and have it be like more usable? So part of it is like, okay, do we want to just GC manually, like you said, barely usable? Or do we want to have it like automatically happen anytime that you add or remove something? I'm thinking probably you could probably like do it more manually and just give kind of an option of how to make this happen. Why do some companies still prefer Java and Swift to native mobile apps when they can just use React Native to build for both platforms? Does Java and Swift offer anything special for mobile development that React Native doesn't? It's a great question. I would say that generally speaking, there's a certain amount of just not understanding what React Native brings to the table, or maybe being leery of it for a good reason. Often people are like, we've seen this before and it never works out well. You know, if you've used anything like PhoneGap or any of those types of things, or they've heard horror stories from Airbnb, or maybe they just have a lot invested in their native apps and they have a team that knows native and they're just comfortable doing that. The biggest problem is that they will find it is very difficult to hire React Native native developers. React Native developers are hard to find too, but not as difficult. And you can certainly bring in React developers, and writing it once is really nice. So that's what my company does a lot of times, is taking native apps and converting them over to React Native. But you're right, there are some companies that still prefer it. Generalizing this is very interesting. I guess getting some stuff like this. So I do think what we need is a cache types.array. All right. And then extend with cache. And then and then I can bring this back in, which was, let's see if I can find this. Apparently I don't have it. Okay, so type and it's so it's a with cache store. Oops. Why don't we just do it this way? Okay. So so we have an action add to cache object store.cache. So first thing we need to do is like type do this, and I guess right now I'm just assuming that they have an ID, right? So I'm kind of cheating here a little bit. All right, so here. Cached object by ID, object.id. Now why? Can I say this? Yes, I can. Okay. It's a little meh. But you know, it is. It is what it is. Oh, I think I'm missing a curly. Okay. So existing, if existing, apply snapshot existing object, right? Else store.cache.push object. We're going to add that object into the store. Okay, cool. So that's add to cache. Now, GC is gonna need a little more to it, so it's gonna have to be like references. So the references are gonna need to be like references dot for, or let's see here. So store dot cache dot for each. I actually like the direction this is going. Item. Okay. And then whoops. There we go. If item.id. So we have this item ID. Now we need to like verify that. Okay, so for each of these references, exists equals references dot any JavaScript map any. Not map, sorry. Array. Oh, it's sum. Okay. Okay, so ref, all right. So if is array type, if is array type and ref dot is array type. Will this type is array type? Okay, so now it's okay. Good. So now I can like say, and ref find. Why is find not? How do I? Oh, that's an array type. Is array. I need to figure out if this is like, this reference here is, well, I guess, is it an array? Can I do that? Is observable array. Where does that come from? MobX? It does, good. Okay. Nice. So, what's this complaining about? I guess my thing here. Okay, so is observable array and find, or it could even just be, again, the sum situation here. R.id is equal to item.id. Return true. So it exists. All right. So is an array. Okay, cool. Is a reference if ref dot. So can I check is reference? Can I do this? I'm gonna have to really bulletproof this. Item.id. So not here. Move along. Return false. Man, time is just burning today. It's 11:34 already. Wow. Okay, so that's exists. So we can just then say return exists. No. If not exists. And actually, I'm going to call this reference exists. All right. So if there's no reference that exists, now let's remove it from the store cache. Remove item. Right? I know it exists, all right? I know. The cache is more like an State-Tree, or let's see here, observable array. What's the administration there? What the heck is that? Yeah, that's not it. Is observable array. Is observable array. Okay, so I believe that's what I'm looking for. So, and then yeah, that works then. I guess. Good. Slightly better types. Slightly. Okay, all right. Add to cache. GC. So you can add to a cache and you can remove it. We also need some other stuff, but I'm going to go. Okay, so we have the cache, we have the posts. If you're not using ID for your identifier, then this will fail spectacularly. And I'm not really sure how to fix that, to be honest. Not right now, anyway. That's okay. Okay, so we have our store, and then we have like an add post, or let's see here, like set posts, new posts. It's an array of poster snapshot. Like so. Okay. So I have add to cache. Let's go add all to cache objects. And then we're just going to be like looping through and saying objects dot for each this dot add to cache. So add all to cache just does that. Okay, so it did show up, by the way. That's cool. And it says objects, new posts. Okay, good. Add all to cache, and then store.posts.replace new posts. That probably won't work. So I'm gonna have to say const post equals, right? Or posts. And then this needs to actually then return so then I'll have const new object equals, actually, hold on. So this one will return undefined. This one will return, or no, we want to return it. We want to return the existing. So we would return store.cache. Basically the last item, right? Can I do last? I can't do last. Really? There's no such thing as last? Slice. Actually, I could do this dot cached object by ID object dot ID, right? So we're just gonna grab the cached object and return it. And then right here, I could go return map. So adding it to the cache. So we're returning all, add all to cache. So this is, now the types are going to be a little bit of an issue here. Types are definitely going to be a little bit of an issue. So in order to make this work, I could just say like this. It's janky. Unless I can pass in post, like so. And then I can say object type, right? And then I can just simply it's a generic then. So now I can do the same thing here. This actually will work. Equals with cache object, and then this will be here. So actually, yeah, and then I'll put the square brackets there. Cool. So now when it's not unknown though right now. Can I tell it what I'm returning? Oh, cached object by ID also needs to pass through the object type. And I'm just going to do the same thing here. There we go. Okay. And why is it saying ID? Extends with cache object. Okay, there we go. So we're telling it, oh, what's this? Untyped function. cached object by ID. Untyped function calls may not accept type arguments. But it is one. Isn't this typed? Object type. Whoops. How much more typed can I make it? Object type. Oh, not square brackets. We're just returning one. All right. Untyped function calls may not accept type arguments. This is a... Oh. It's very interesting because it's not picking up on the fact that this is a thing here. So because of that, I don't think we can we can't really make that as object. Don't need that. Don't need that. And we can say as object type here. Right? So, okay. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Still doesn't like this though. Why is it still saying unknown? Add all to cache. This should return that. Okay, that worked. Okay. Making progress. We're 2 hours into this. I've not seen any more styrofoam blow by my window, so far so good. Okay, so we have the extend. All right, so you replace that. You have to add it to the cache first. You might have like a set current post, right? New post or post snapshot. And then you'd have like const post equals store add to cache post. So we're adding that to the cache, and then we would do store dot current post equals post. And then we would have maybe like store dot last post equals store dot current post, right? Because we want to like save the last one that we did. And then we might have a GC. Now GC needs to provide all the references. And actually one of the problems here is that we have the old GC. So if I went store.gc, is it gonna be annoyed at me? It may not be. It may be fine. So what we need to do is store.posts, store.current post, and store.last post, right? So we're just gonna check all those things for GCing, and then if things don't exist, then this isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. This is not bad at all. The biggest problem with it is that you can only do ID as ID. You can only have one cache per model. A few other things like that. Typings are probably not great. But let's take this posts store. And we have all this crap here, right? I am going to kill that. And then I'm just going to go post store, right? So these like post by ID and stuff like that. Post dot find something like this. Okay. What is fill? Find. And then remove post is interesting. Let's try this one. Oops. So store dot post dot remove. So actually, we don't even need the remove posts. No, okay, for an action, sure. All right, post. All right, so we just remove it. Okay. Okay, what's our error here? Value is not a, let's see here, converting that to a cache model. What's the cache model? Actually, I should change that. Oh, these references. Types dot maybe. I think that's our problem there. Is not a function. Okay, so this won't work. So I need to do store, which is not going, it's not going to like that. Well, okay. To be fair, don't really need that. I mean, I can have that, but I don't think I need that. And then in our GC, we're good. Okay, so what's why is ID any? What did I broke something. Object.id. I think that's what I need there. Okay. Cached. I'm using it somewhere else. Okay, right there. So add to cache. So equals object.id. So we're just I mean, this function is just, we're just doing a find in the cache. So add to cache, grab it. Yeah. Maximum call stack size exceeded. I don't like this song. Okay, so curious where and why this is being a problem here. Okay, that's not helpful. Whoa. Code sandbox went away. Okay, so the GC is having problems. Is it calling itself? Oh, I see. You know what? I'd probably need to... How about I call this a different thing? I'll call this cache GC. There we go. There we go. Getter is not a function. So I was worried about this, the is valid reference thing here. If ref, I don't know, like I could, whoa. It looks like it kind of worked, except for my stuff's still there. Actually, no, that's okay because it's in there. Remove post. So this should have gotten rid of it. When I remove the post, I'm just doing store.post.remove, right? So that post should be gone. GC should then grab posts, current post. Oh, we need the last post as well, so let me do that one. Oh, that's why. That's why. It's in the cache. So let me, yep, so it shows up there and there. If I remove it, Kerchik95, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. You're coming in toward the end of our broadcast today, but when you follow, of course, you get all the cool stuff later. Hey, the other thing here is, I don't know if y'all know this, but there is, and let me go to my Twitch TV Jamin Holmgren channel. Add this to your, you know what? Derek, if you're still, I know you might be headed to lunch already, but we need to move this iCal thing to a copy link address. Let me drop this in here. We need to add that into like a Nightbot thing. In fact, okay, Derek, cool. Let me log into Nightbot. Cool. And okay, right here, yeah. So like there's the YouTube one. And then timer. There's a remember to follow. Also, you can add Jamin's streaming schedule here to your calendar here. Bang. I actually don't know if this works. By copying this URL and adding it to your as a calendar by URL. Something like that. And then can I like trigger this one? Anyway, we'll see if that works. So yeah, we'll just have to test that at some point. So back to our thing. So we're making progress here. This is working, and honestly, the code doesn't look too bad. Like this with cache thing is, you know, it's a thing. Yeah, I did. Yeah. So this with cache thing is very interesting. So you'd have to put your own cache in there. You know, just an array. You have to name it cache. Extend the with cache. This could be something that, if it works well, could be, yeah, so we have like the add to cache, add all to cache, and then we just, you know, do that. Make sure that things are in the cache basically, and then you can set things however you want. You can remove stuff, and then every once in a while you just run the cache GC and you pass it anything that would be, you know, that could contain a reference. That's really cool. That is really cool. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Let me add a file here. I'm just gonna call this post.ts. Grab this, drop it in there. Import, import, import. Get rid of those. I'm going to add a new file with cache ts. All right. Let's grab this. Drop that in. Import all, everything. I always forget how to like import all. No. There we go. Is observable array. There we go. Cool. And then just need to import. Why doesn't this show up? All right. Import. Oh, because I didn't actually export it. Export. Okay. Import. Nice. Okay. From post. Import with cache from with cache. All right. Loading, loading, loading. Doesn't like post there. Why is it not liking post snapshot? Whoa. Okay, so something big happened. However, I can't read it. Something's wrong with my thing here. I have to go to my channel, I guess. Something's wrong with my setup here. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can go to my creator dashboard and check and see what exactly just happened, because we just got a notification. Okay, we got a follow, but what exactly was the other thing that just happened? Seems like something else happened. And I can't tell. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Oh, okay. There's this person here subscribed on YouTube. Ah, I appreciate it. Well, I can't read your name, and it didn't show up properly in my stream. I apologize about that. That's something we'll have to fix. But I don't read Russian, so feel free to say hi in the chat if you want. Okay. So, post snapshot, it should come in from post. So let's just go ahead and do it manually here. I don't know why it's acting like that. And then this should just be post, which is also exported. So let's grab that. All right. And then these new posts, why is this thing acting strange here? Oh, I see. I think we can do snapshot here then. No, we have to do post. Okay, so... Or is it post? We get back to post, but... Okay, post or... This should be an array here, anyway. You know what? I bet all I have to do is put this square brackets there. Yeah, that's all I needed. Okay, I had the wrong type there. Cool. So this is this is totally working. I'm kind of blown away. This is pretty sick. It's pretty cool. Whoops. Really not much to it. You do need the cache. So this is a great example of where we could literally, like, are we building an orphanable reference? Better than that, Kevin. Better. Do you have a better name for it? I don't. I need a better name for it. So currently it's with cache. But I was able to generalize it somewhat. Like, there's two things that are kind of question marks. Cache is, you need actually, like, the with cache needs a cache, and you can only do one per store. So maybe at some point we could make it handle multiple caches per store, but this is pretty decent. And then by the way, your models have to have an ID. They have to have an identifier. Now, it's possible that we could use, instead of ID, is there in MobX-State-Tree like a get identifier or something like that? Cache is going to be way too large if it's caching everything. Yeah, but we got a GC. It's awesome. All you have to do is pass in any property that might have a reference to something in the cache, and it'll delete anything that's not. So you can call the GC anytime you want, including every time that you add or remove something, if you really care that much, or you can just do it periodically. Yeah, super cool. And I was trying to figure out a way to, like, find all the references, but they may be in other stores, right? So there's no way we can do that. So instead of that, we just You just feed it anything that you want to, like, you know, and these, by the way, this is a reference, but this is an array of references. This right here is everything you need to do this cache thing. You need the cache, you need the with cache that you pull in from, which we can publish. And then you have to add to the cache anything that you're going to, you know, then basically you do manually add stuff to the cache, either add all or just add something. And then after that, you just simply point it to the new thing, and it does the job. So pretty cool. By the way, if I do not set the last post, Jamin should disappear from the cache. Let's verify that. Yep, it's gone. There's nothing pointing to Jamin, the Jamin thing, because we did set it, which updated it, by the way, in the cache to hello now. And then we removed the post, and we also set the current post to Derek. So when we ran the GC, Jamin disappeared. Pretty cool, huh? We could use this in your current project, Kevin. I think this would be reasonable to use. And this is the whole shebang right here. It's a with cache extension that basically adds 1, 2, 3, add to cache, add all to cache, and cache GC. So you're just basically handling the cache that way. And it just kind of like compresses stuff down. So it's easy. It's not completely 100% automatic. You know, you still have to add stuff to the cache manually, and you have to run the GC. But otherwise, everything's just a reference, right? Oh, and I guess you do have to hold on to the cache there. But I thought about like passing in the like, you know, there's a cache here, and then you could maybe do another one that's like cache 2, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna worry about it. Like, you could have your own like separate stores for each thing and add your own caches for each, you know, in each store. Yeah, exactly. It's first iteration. We can build on it from there. So they are references, but if it disappears from your posts, you know, for some reason, yeah, Derek, that would be a really good maybe Wednesday one. Do unit tests. And honestly, what we should be doing is, although, yeah, no, you're right. Yep, we should be doing unit tests. Yes, let's do that on Wednesday. That'd be really fun. What was I gonna say? And obviously, once we have it all done, then we'll do a blog post and a really good README and all this other stuff. But this is kind of exciting because this is something I've wanted for a long time. And so now, Kevin, it is orphanable, more or less. It's not actually going to be orphaned because it's backed by the cache. And yes, we need a better name, but I don't know a better name. Maybe a pool. It's sort of a pool. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I was gonna check for, yeah, there is a get identifier. Let's go look at that. Returns the identifier of the given element. So get identifier is cool, but then we also have to check that against the snapshot. What's resolve identifier? Resolves a model instance given a root target, the type, and the identifier you're searching for. How is this used? Get identifier. I'm wondering. Get identifier. Dummy key. Oh, yeah. That is what we want. Okay, cool. So I can actually. Wait, what did I just do? I can use this get identifier to. Am I in the wrong? Oh, duh, I'm not doing it locally. So now in with cache, I don't need to use the ID. ID. And by the way, this and ID thing is problematic. However, what I can do is say, whoops, const identifier, or let's say just ID get identifier, which I can then pull in object, right? So now we have the ID, and now we just go like so. Whoops. Right? So we have the identifier there. No, we can't use object here. We have to do store that dot cache. Oh. Okay, I think I know how to do this. So this is a little bit weird. So if the cache is empty, there is nothing existing, right? So what we can do is say if store.cache.length is 0, then simply store.cache.push object, right? Otherwise, there are objects in there, and what I can do is say store.cache. Let's just get the identifier of the first one, because we know that it's not empty, right? So let's grab the identifier key of the first one. Cool. Now that all works. Oh, the other thing is we need to grab the ID or the identifier again. It's a little awkward. This is a little awkward. A little awkward here. If the cache is empty, we can't necessarily find the identifier key. So we just push it in there and hope for the best. We don't need that. We don't even need. We don't. need to check if this already exists. Right, that's good. Okay. So otherwise, what is the identifier key? Usually, but not always, ID. So get the identifier key again in case this was the first time. The first run, or the first cache object. Okay, so that's on purpose, basically. This one right here is a really simple. Yeah. And I can remove. So the with cache object thing goes away. It's just a nice state tree node now. With cache store is there. Okay. Object type. Yeah, I think that's all we need there. So, okay. All right. Build this into MST. You could abstract some of this way. True. And that may be an option at some point, but I have a hard time touching MST. I'm afraid to break something. So this is really cool. These will get turned into tests. These will get turned into tests once we move this over to its own package. Next time on React Native Live. Okay. Very, very cool. Wait, what's this? Change identifier from Jamin to Derek. Changing identifier is not. Ooh, what did I break? Oh, I broke something. Let's see what it's even popping up here. It should be ID. No, it's not. It's the get identifier is not working. It's getting the actual, it's just getting the string, not the identifier. Okay, let's go look again. Not totally done yet. So, resolve identifier. How is this one used? I feel like no, that's not it. Yeah, something's strange here. Okay. We got to figure out how to find the identifier. We can go look at the identifier itself, but Yeah, it's the identifier, not the identifier field. You might need to pass the field in. Yeah. Yeah. There's got to be a way to do this. I mean, come on. You know? It's a parent. Could we just do dot identifier? I'm gonna I'm glad that showed up, by the way. It's undefined. Okay. It's got to be like an identifier field or something like that, right? Ooh, what's this? Identifier cache. So it does already have a cache, by the way. The identifier does. I mean the okay, let's see here. Node.identifier. If identifier attribute. Ooh. Does that work? Undefined. Okay. Is there a way to get the node? State-Tree node. I don't think that's what I want here. It's like, yeah, that doesn't work. And the model, maybe. There's got to be a way for MobX-State-Tree itself. Normalize identifier. ID is right there. Reference identifier. Okay. So basically there's already like a whole there's a whole cache built into MobX-State-Tree, but it's really only built for yeah, it's not built for this. I mean, we could probably adapt it to some degree. Resolve. Cache ID. Any object node. Merge cache. Split cache. It might be private. What I'd like to see is like once let me go see here. What's a reference identifier here? Valid types for identifiers, string or number. Okay. Yeah, that's not it. Okay, identifier number. Identifier attribute. So this is the one that I'm actually really interested in. Identifier attribute. But it seemed like that didn't. Name of the identifier attribute. So this is what we're looking for. And how do we get this? Because it didn't seem to like it when I did identifier attribute right here. Let me do this. Post model. Create. Ooh, there it's on this. So console.log post model. Okay, so ID Kevin, title, senior software engineer. Okay, so post dot, what is this? Okay, it doesn't like that. Like, how do I get the model? It's like the get parent or get type, I guess. Oh, I can just do that. Okay, that works. Okay, sweet. So get type of that, and then we'll do that. So what's the type? And we can do the same thing there. So refresh this whole thing. And it looks like it's working now. Don't know what the problems are here. Oh, non-empty object. Where is that anyway? Index? Get that out of there. All right, sweet. All right, successfully made it so that it can be something other than ID. Let's go actually do that. So in the post itself, I'm going to create a post store TS and move everything in there. So import that, import that, import that, import that, that. Okay. So export. And now I don't need any of that. However, I do need to import this. Okay. And it still works. Okay, so we were going to, we were going to change the ID. So instead of being an ID on the post, we're going to say my ID, like so, right? And then what I'll do here is not there, right here. Oh yeah, so all these IDs are just simply going to change to my ID. Whoa. And then refresh here and see if everything works. Yes. Oh, need to change these two. Yes, still works. Cache. Is the cache supposed to contain... I don't think the cache is supposed to contain that. So there's something going on with the cache GC. Yep, it's using ID. Okay, so what we need to do is do the same thing. So get type. So we'll have this array. So for each item, so now I can just simply grab if store.cache.length is 0, return, we're done. Otherwise, const ID equals store cache 0 identifier attribute. So now we have the ID. So now we just have to go through in any of these .IDs. We change them to square ID. And if I refresh here, it worked. So, nice. Okay, I am saving this for sure. Share. Yeah, cool. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me today. It went pretty well, actually. I'm really kind of excited about this with cache thing. We will need to think about maybe a better name for that. And whatnot, but overall seems to be working pretty well. That might be something we might try on an actual project at some point. Of course, it'd be nice to turn this into a well-tested library first, and then maybe try it on Kevin's project or something like that. So I gotta go get some lunch done, and then I got some work to do, but really fun stream. A little more sparsely populated this morning. Mondays are probably tough. People got stuff to do. But that's okay. Be streaming on Wednesday. Let me verify that's what the exact time is. It should be 10 o'clock a.m. So keep an eye on my stream schedule. All right, thanks everybody for hanging out, and I'll see you on Wednesday.